This is the end.
It was just raining all day.
And it's like a straight up and down climb. It's got a really difficult day today. 5,000 up, 14 miles.
Is that where we started from?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
If you've clicked this video, then you probably belong to one of two categories. Either you're a friend or family member compelled to see what I've gotten myself into this time, or someone thinking about or preparing to hike the Tour du Mont Blanc. Regardless of who you are, let's start at the beginning. What is the Tour du Mont Blanc? I had this same question one gloomy February night when I was imagining what I might do for my next photography adventure. I wanted to do something more ambitious than a typical road trip, and have been growing more interested in longer thru-hiking backpacking trips. My first idea was to hike the Wonderland Trail in Washington State. I won't go into too many details because that is irrelevant now, but this trail rounds the base of Mount Rainier for over 100 miles of beautiful spruce tree wilderness. The issue with this idea was the trail requires a permit given out by the National Park Service for any thru-hiker that wants to hike the trail. This trail is so popular, though, that the lottery sees 10 to 15 times more applicants than permits awarded. With this reality, that I would not likely receive a permit, I started expanding my search to farther regions with the same goal in mind, to do something like a 100-mile hike across roughly a week of time. That is when I stumbled on the Tour du Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc is situated on the border of France, Italy, and Switzerland, a massive mountain massif on the western end of the Alps. The namesake peak itself is a towering 15,000 feet above sea level, making it the crown jewel of the Alps and the highest mountain in Europe. Although a mere 50 miles from Geneva, this mountain remained obscure and mysterious for most of human history. The biggest town at its base, Chamonix, started as a priory granted to Benedictine monks by the Count of Geneva around 1090 AD. The town grew around the monastery as time went by. Despite the giant mountain as a backdrop, the region remained difficult to reach and only began to receive outside attention when it was discovered in 1741 by two young English adventurers, William Wyndham and Richard Pocock. Shortly after this, in 1767, Swiss professor and scientist Horace Saussure led the first documented expedition to walk the circumference of the Mont Blanc range, while seeking a route to the summit. A few years later, two local men did accomplish the summiting of Mont Blanc, and the region has exploded in popularity since, known for mountain climbing, skiing, and hiking. What Saussure had inadvertently done was become the first person to complete the Tour du Mont Blanc, and until the travel became easier and more accessible, and the trail became more established, he was one of the only ones. Over the last 50 to 60 years, this trail, connecting the numerous small mountain hamlets, climbing high into the mountain passes and crossing lush, secluded valleys around the mountain, coalesced into the route we now have today. I was immediately captivated by the idea of this amazing trail. It checked every box that I was looking for. It is ambitious and physically demanding, with a total trail length of 90 to 105 miles, elevation gain of 25 to 32,000 feet, depending on the exact route. It is visually stunning. The peaks of the Alps, combined with steep, secluded valleys, with glaciers and waterfalls surrounding them, are some of the most pristine and beautiful scenes still remaining anywhere in the world. And finally, it can be budget-friendly. Flights to Europe are the most expensive part, but with most of the hiking and camping gear already accumulated, the other costs were getting to the mountain, food along the route, and reserving campsites or mountain hostels to stay each night. My mind now made up, I dove into the planning. Something that was really apparent early on was I was going to need the train for this hike, or else I would find myself 1,000 feet up in a mountain pass with a 30-pound backpack on and no strength or stamina to finish the climb. So I resolved to dedicate every weekend to training hikes with various friends and family for company
Success.
at whatever local trail I
Highest point
could
of the
find.
trip.
Then, as a litmus test, twice that summer, I took longer overnight
First,
backpacking excursions
mile
to
of
Shenandoah
our
National Park.
training backpack.
Oh, right. And before we get going, This is Goose, one of my best friends from college, who also wanted to do a hiking trip and helped me plan this excursion from day one. Without a hiking partner, I wasn't confident I'd be able to pull off an expedition like this, but you'll have to keep watching to see if we make it. Our training was progressing. Slowly, both of us were starting to feel stronger and more confident with longer distances and heavier backpacks. The hot and humid weather in Maryland was over-preparing us for the conditions, which would be much cooler on the mountain. And then, all of a sudden, it was September, and we were ready to start the trip. Alright, it's time to stop rambling now, and thanks for watching my journey on the Tour Du Mont Blanc.
That's a long story.
It's now officially here. It is Friday, the 30th of August, and Goose and I leave tomorrow at 10 p.m. We fly out of BWI over to Switzerland. We get in on Sunday, and we start the hike Monday. So we're officially here. I'm really excited. We're both really excited, ready to get this trip started. So this is really everything that I'm taking on the trip. Bag, sleeping stuff, clothes, trekking poles, jackets and rain pants, food, cooking stuff, electronics, Kindle, camera, fanny pack and documents, my 1.5 liter water, little towel, knee brace, my Hoka boots, airport and first day of hiking outfit, and this camera. Well, there they are, the 2 backpacking bags, all wrapped and ready for the airport. We cling wrapped the entire thing so that hopefully TSA doesn't mess with it or straps get caught and stuff, and everything makes it across the pond.
Step all the way into the doors or stand and board it.
Well, we made it to Geneva, but our bags did not. One of them's coming tomorrow, one of them's coming tonight on different flights, so we can't leave the city. It's in a complete mess.
It's pouring rain. We don't have anywhere to stay.
It's pouring rain. We don't have a hotel because we were supposed to be staying in Los Hooches. So, yeah, good start, but we're figuring it out slowly.
Well, this is our temporary home for the night. This is actually the hotel that we are probably going to stay at the end of our trip, the Nash Airport Hotel. So we figured might as well just walk here.
Tuesday, or no, Monday, right? Monday. It's Monday the 2nd. We were supposed to be waking up in Los Hooches and starting the hike today, but we are at the Nash Airport Hotel still. So the plan today is when my bag is supposed to come in on a flight at 8:35, we're going to be at the airport, and I'm going to try to find it right away. If this all works out, we can be down at the trail, not too late, 10:30, 11, and start and just do a modified day one and be back on track. This is the flight that my bag is currently on. It left Frankfurt and it's on its way to us in Geneva. It's about halfway, so we're getting ready to go check out and go to the airport.
I went up to the Lost and Found, and they pointed me to baggage claim where the flight was coming in. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, my bag dropped down, and we were off. I ran back to the front of the airport and just made it on the transport van, bound for Chamonix.
Well, we made it to La Houche. Goose, how
Ready.
we feeling?
Ready.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
it's 10 a.m. on this Monday, so only actually missed a few hours. So now we're gonna go get some propane and start the trail. Probably gonna take the gondola up the beginning section that we were gonna hike, but now that we lost the time, we're gonna cut that. So very exciting. The bags are all here. We're good to go. Ready, Goose?
Let's do it.
All right, first steps. All right, heading out. Start of the trail. So it begins. Made it onto TMB. Glaciers up there. Beautiful. Do a quick check-in while we are hiking through this little forest, hiking down into the Los Contamines Valley. It's really, really beautiful. Everywhere you look, just mountains, glaciers, rivers, alpine trees. Ugh, it's heaven.
Nice and fresh.
Mountain glacier water.
For the taste test.
Taste it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Good?
yeah, that's good.
Hey, there we go. We're about to drop down into Les Contamines Valley. Gonna have some lunch there. And then we only got 9 miles left of the day. It's about 1 o'clock, so we're doing well. Holding a lot of people up here.
Cool.
And there in the distance is our bivouac and La Balme all the way out there. Bonjour. And just a crazy landscape everywhere you look. I'm making a time lapse actually with that one over there. I don't know if you can see it because of the tent. I have a tripod up. This one I'm just taking a video, just get the sounds, just a little bit of video.
After a chaotic morning, we started the trail up the gondola only a few hours later than planned. Once our feet hit the trail, however, we quickly felt at ease and the miles flew away. The scenery was beautiful, and since we skipped the initial uphill by using the gondola, all morning was mostly a slow descent into the Los Catamines Valley. With a quick stop in town for hearty lunch and rest, we started the long uphill for the day, climbing up to Refugio de Balm, where although they were fully booked for the night, there was a bivouac tent site above where we luckily snagged some of the last semi-flat ground for our tents. After a peaceful sunset, there was nothing left to do but settle in early to sleep, because we had the longest and arguably hardest planned day ahead of us tomorrow.
It's been absolutely brutal, and we are tired. Oh, we're in Italy. An absolutely horrendous day of weather.